is you have to very
Rubber
evenly hold
mallet?
the phone in the palm of your hand, and then with a it's just a swift, deft movement of your wrist, throw it full strength at the wall. Watch all of your problems and the screen completely shatter and disappear. Look at this. Look at this Dorkening still we got here from what is that, Evil Dead Rises?
Yeah, I figured we'd want to chat about that, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, I mean, it also just like out of context, we're like, oh, are they making a prequel for the Mad Hatter and out of Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland? Because it's definitely got that vibe to it as well.
It does. It does. I'm gonna play the intro, and we will be live.
Let's
Bunch
do
of people
it.
in.
We're not live already?
Yeah, we are live right now. A bunch of people watching. So I will play the disclaimer, and we'll get right to it. So stay tuned with us.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. You are watching The Dorkening. My name is Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. We have an awesome show scheduled for you, as always. And we'll kick it off. Mr. Yo-Yo, how's it going, bud?
I'm right. How's everybody tonight?
Doing well, doing well.
Glad to hear.
Steven,
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year.
happy New Year. Powerful Brandon.
I hope this year is as terrible for you as last year was. And that is specific to everyone. No, no. Happy New Year, everybody.
You were
Wow.
right.
Glad to be here.
Good night, everybody.
I hate
well,
you and everyone who
Well,
looks
a
like
good
you.
start this year, gentlemen. Wow.
Please understand, I mean this from the very bottom of the cockles of where my heart should be. Go fuck yourself.
Good day to you.
Good afternoon. You want to go, wise ass?
That's gonna be our quote for like forever, isn't it?
Oh my fucking god, dude. That shit killed me.
We're talking about the movie Spirited, which we're past the Christmas season. So,
Yeah, if you didn't see Spirited before, well, I mean, you know what, Leo? It's actually still Christmas. Believe it or not.
really,
Yes, it is, Steven.
we took down
Yes,
the
it
Christmas
is.
tree. It's gone. It's like
Good for you, man, but it's actually a 12-day celebration. You know that song? It's not just a song. Hiya, Sammy.
I thought the Facebook user, Happy New Year, Dorkening crew. Hey, Happy New Year to you.
too.
Happy New Year, Facebook
New Year.
user. Facebook user gets around.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 12 days of Christmas, man.
Yeah, but I thought the 12 are prior to.
Yeah.
No, because Christmas starts on the 25th. You've never heard of Little Christmas before?
No.
January 6th?
Nope.
I'm not making this up. This is a real thing. Little Christmas tree's been up since 2016. It was a real tree too. It's starting to look more and more like that Charlie Brown twig with every passing week. We all dress up and just listen to experimental jazz on a tiny piano when we get the chance.
Facebook user Tom from Deadly Grounds. Hey,
hey,
Tom.
what's up?
Hello, Tom.
It's Tom. It's only because in order for us to see whose name it is while we're on the site that we do all this through, you have to register. So if you're not registered with StreamYard, then you just pop up as Facebook user with your comment.
Yeah, I
so
don't. Is it StreamYard or do they have to be? Yeah, it's something weird. Like
yeah,
some
it's
people show up.
StreamYard. It's
I think they have to
StreamYard.
like it, like StreamYard on Facebook or something.
That
Uh,
seems like
Carrie says some people.
crappy way to get likes.
Start on the 21st. But that is true. But I am talking, but specifically for Christmas. I mean, the actual like the tradition. It's 12 days, and that is primarily because Christmas was thrown into the mix in order to take advantage of the solstice and Yule and everything. But also, it latched on to the Roman harvest festival known as Saturnalia for the god of Saturn, and that was 10 days long. That's so they just kind of extended it a bit to kind of cover their bases with some of those other quote pagan holidays. But yeah, Christmas, Little Christmas, January 6th, it's still celebrated in Ireland primarily. And what it's kind of done as is the men, the husbands and fathers, will take over all of the house chores and taking care of the household for the entire day, and the women go off and get drunk at the pub with all their friends, and just go have a complete day to themselves, and know that they can come back and everything will be cleaned and dinner will be cooked and ready for them. So yeah, I grew up knowing it because one whole half of my background was very Irish. So it was always very commonplace to me. Also, my dad was like the friggin' Catholic version of Ned Flanders. So and also he was a sponge for weird factoids just like me. I come by it honestly enough. But yeah, the song "The 12 Days of Christmas," not just a song. It's actually a 12-day long holiday that ends
Well,
in January.
you learn something new every day. Carrie says, "Oh, so you know about the Lord of Misrule?"
Yes. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say we all know about the Lord of Misrule, but
I do not. I just learned about Christmas going on for 12 days. Yeah, we like growing up. Christmas was a good time of year. It was since I came from a Brady Bunch family, my dad's side of the family would come up Christmas Eve, and then my mom's side Christmas Day.
oh, I thought you were gonna say like your father was actually like super gay and your mom sold Wesson vegetable oil. But that makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I come up from a very large family that was like it's Brady Bunch, and one day the mother met the father, or whatever. I don't know. I can't remember.
Lady met that fellow. Now we don't remember lyrics to fucking beloved pieces of Americana sitcom from the 70s.
It's been a long
Apparently
time.
not.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm asking questions I clearly know the answers to at this point.
So we got an Evil Dead trailer today. What that looks totally different than what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like an Evil Dead movie. I mean, I'm
There's a
not
book
like
there. I mean,
I'm not really like I'm not against it or anything. Yeah, I'll probably check it out. But I'm not champing at the bit for it either. I wasn't. Honestly, after the television show on Stars, as a matter of fact, for myself, even during the television show on Stars, I was like, yeah, this is fine. If we end it here, good. No more Evil Dead stuff is fine by me. Because I was one of the few people I know, unfortunately, that was really dissatisfied by Ash versus Evil Dead. Pretty much from the word go, which is unfortunate. Like I recognize, like there's certain stuff that was really cool about it. I love a lot of the practical special effects work they did, and a lot of the creature design, and some of the elements that were involved. I really just was a little disappointed in their approach to the character of Ash. And I don't mean like I wanted him to be like this, super confident badass or whatever. No, no, no. I want him just as he was in other stuff, just like barely scraping by with his life. But I kind of wanted to see a little bit more of that chosen one thing play out in a slightly more serious fashion, and not like, I don't mean like grim dark or anything, but actually just take that portion seriously, but still treat it jokingly. Like I would love for him to be the chosen one, and it's literally like the reason why he's so good at this stuff is because he's essentially just like an idiot savant. Like he falls, ass backwards into a pile of shit and somehow ends up smelling like roses. I kind of wanted a little bit more of that. And this, I think part of it might have been dictated to me by playing the video games over the years, because I feel like they kind of nailed that approach. And to see them really just turn Ash into a complete fucking clown, like that was like it just felt, to me, it felt too much like they were trying to be funny about it. And I think once you can see the effort on somebody trying to be humorous, it takes away from it actually being funny. It should feel organic, it should feel natural. And for me, it was a fairly big departure, especially when you consider even especially the theatrical version of Army of Darkness. Like he comes back and the Deadites are still there, and he's still, the goofy badass that he has always been at the end of that movie, still working at S-Mart, but Deadites show up and, well, okay, this is the one thing I'm fucking good at, I kind of wanted to see a bit more of that. And instead Ash is just like a man-child and yada yada yada. This looks to be more of the same kind of thing that we got from the remake starring Jan Levy.
I was getting that too, because,
and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I mean, okay, I've seen Evil Dead movies, so I saw all the hallmarks. Okay, a recording, this time pressed on a record for some reason, and
because they're hipster now.
And, yeah, right. And well, this is the way it was meant to be heard.
I mean, the book looks a little different.
Never really heard it.
You haven't really heard the Necronomicon being recited until you've heard it on pressed vinyl.
I mean, the book looked a little different in the trailer than it did in the Evil Dead movies.
What about the book?
The book in the trailer looked a little different than the book in the movies, because
the book has looked different in like half of the movies.
Every iteration, it's been way different.
Yeah, it was if you look at it from the very first one, the Evil Dead to Evil Dead 2 Dead by Dawn, looks different. Then by the time you get to Army of Darkness, looks different.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really, I'm not going to lose any more hair over it, I'll tell you that.
Oh, no.
I've been in real danger of losing my fucking eyebrows.
I mean, it does look good. Definitely looks like, obviously we're not getting Ash Williams in it, or Ashley.
It's like I said. I mean, Pat Rahal in our big old group chat dealy had mentioned like, oh, they're not. Or maybe it wasn't Pat. Maybe it was you.
It's probably
Retro. Me. Or somebody. It wasn't me. I can tell you that.
Words were said.
Yes, words were written and posted. And it's like, oh, there's no character names for the two female characters in it.
Oh, that wasn't me.
In IMDb, and I was like, yeah, well, they're probably going to name the main character Ashley. Why wouldn't they? If everything's going to be kind of like cyclical and we're going to see how this book comes through and does all this shit again. I mean, what I'm curious about is like, is this going to address Evil Dead?
The remake?
The remake.
Yeah, quite possibly. I mean, so the the hero, I'm assuming it's going to be Lily Sullivan is the actress's name. She's known for Mental, Picnic at Hanging Rock, Bark Skins. Let's see.
Playing pretty fast and loose with the word known, huh?
Well, that's what IMDb says. Yeah, I'd like. Well, anyway, she's her character.
Like Leo, did you look at that list and see anything you recognized?
I'm going through. I'm trying to find something. No, Monolith. I Met a Girl. The other guy.
It's like I recognize words.
So really, it's like, oh, and so she's been in stuff, but this looks like it's her first big role. There we go.
Well, exactly. I mean, she's been acting.
Look at the length of those things she's in. They're probably like 8 minutes long.
Well, she's been doing stuff since 2012.
I've been doing stuff since 2012. What the fuck does that mean?
But anyway, her character is not named, so most likely it is going to be like an Ashley. And the mother is Alyssa Sutherland.
Any relation to Kiefer?
I'm trying to find out. She looks extremely familiar. She was in Vikings, Devil Wears
Prada. Who played Buffy's mom on Vampire Slayer. Her last name Sutherland.
Relatives? No, not related.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah.
So she's been acting since 2001. New Amsterdam. Don't Look Up.
New Amsterdam. Ooh.
Yeah, but it's a different series than the one that I watched.
Okay, all right. So is that the newer one?
It's from 2008.
Oh, no, that's the older one. That's the one about the immortal. The immortal dude. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the Doctor Show. That's
who is it? Who is it in that? Is that Nicola, the dude from Game of Thrones?
Yep, Nicola Coster Waldau.
Yeah. Yeah, look at me. Mine like a steel trap. Full of mice.
Do you think they're trying to capture the same thing that they did with the original, like getting lesser known actors to try and? I mean, with the original, none of them were lesser known. They weren't even actors, but like they could be trying to capture the same vein as the original.
Quite
possibly. Chance.
Yeah. It's probably the case.
The cast is super small. There's only 8 actors listed.
Yeah, one of them's like 4 feet because she's only like 8. Oh. Different kind of small. Never mind.
Yeah.
Evil Dead Rise.
I feel like this is just going to be like a reboot.
The real twist is the rise is literal and the Deadites now all fly. Like that's what it's going to be. It's just going to be like Peter Pan, but if he was a zombie.
Yeah.
Look at that chainsaw. Oh, yep, it's an Evil Dead movie, gang. Chainsaws, zombies floating, blood spewing forth.
Jar.
Books bound in human skin. Dogs and cats living together. No, wait. That's a wrong movie.
It's like what the opposite direction there.
Wrong evil. Whoopsies.
You brought up a movie that I wanted to show a little toy from.
Oh, fuck you, dude. I was just looking at that the other day. That's
Check
awesome.
Oh, no way.
Oh, stop. My penis can only get so erect.
Where'd you get that, and do they have more?
Entertainment Earth.
No, you can. Sorry, I'm putting it back. You can get it on Amazon. That's where I got it.
Yes. Amazing.
You're probably paying $25 more, so somebody's fucking price gouging, but whatever.
Neutrona wand.
Spangler's wand. Put that.
Oh, Spangler's wand. Fine, I guess I'll do that.
I bought it because my HasLab Proton pack is shipping this week.
Really?
Yours is shipping?
Oh man.
Yeah, it's coming.
I haven't
like
heard
4
anything
months
about
early.
mine.
You go check it. It went from unfulfilled to in progress.
All right. Well, remember, mine's is a gift, so I'm going to have to message my brother to see if he's here.
Oh, yeah. They changed it to in progress.
All right, I'm going to message him now, actually. We'll
Yeah,
hopefully know about
I found the
show.
neutrona. I found the neutrona wand, Spangler's neutrona wand, but right next to it, and that's 147.28.
Yeah.
But right next to it is
I'm
the
assuming it's a sex
Ghostbusters
toy.
Mattel exclusive prop replica neutrino wand.
No, believe it or not, there's some cool things about the Mattel one, but this one is way nicer.
Oh yeah, no, it looks more like real, but I'm just saying, like right next to it, I'm looking at it, and that is $779.
Oh, because that's a reseller. For some
Oh, yeah,
reason,
yeah.
they fucking they're tearing people. Tearing. What the fuck? Ripping people off.
Well, it's like the Hasbro Transformers Ecto 1. They're selling for $98. That was on like clearance for like $20 just a couple months ago.
Was that the one that they were selling at Target?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I went to go find it and nobody had it. Like as soon as it went on Reddit, everybody took off buying it.
I remember the Afterlife popcorn bucket from AMC. Once that was available, people just resold it for like $500 to $1,000. I have
What?
one
I
too.
can do that? Holy shit!
You have two?
No,
I didn't
have.
say I didn't say I have two. I have one. I'll
I thought
fucking sell
you
it for
said he had two.
$1,000. I don't give a fuck.
No, I have one. I just said
Oh.
I have one too.
Oh,
I'm in the middle of trying to trade.
So you're about to have none and $1,000 in your
I will give you a hug and a pancake.
I mean, is the pancake covering 10 $100 bills?
Yeah.
Because if so, you got a
You
deal.
got it.
The hug
All
is
right.
on me. Ghostbusters. I'm sorry. So remember when the Ghostbusters showed up to help Ash? Me neither. Let's start talking about the things we came here to talk about.
Sorry.
No,
I
no, I mean,
derailed
it's-
everything.
It's my own fault. I did that. You didn't do anything.
So one of the questions I'm seeing popping up is Megan the doll played by a real person? Like who the fuck?
Oh,
asks
you mean
that?
Mithrigan?
Yeah, Mithrigan, yeah.
Mithrigan?
I've been seeing the behind the scenes footage, and it's interesting how they made this movie and used a person to voice Megan, someone to be Megan, and it's just interesting how they made this movie. So
Well, I totally get that, and it's very unique, but it's obviously a person with a mask on. You know,
Yeah.
it's like why would
Why would they do that? To
No.
make it-
Why
Because
would somebody
building
have
a robot's expensive?
Yeah,
That's
I know.
probably why they would do it.
What they did is they went to Boston Dynamics, and a majority of the profit was spent, making this robot that dances, and we'll go from there.
Does she communicate? All she does is sing "Bicycle Built for Two." It's
Oh,
it's
God.
less cute and endearing,
Wow.
and more creepy with every utterance.
So we're getting Arrow back. Did you guys see that?
saw that.
I did not see this.
I did
I
not
I
see this
kind of
either.
caught wind of it, and I was about to like check on it, and then I was like, I remembered, oh, I don't care, and didn't read anymore. Well, I mean, I don't, it's like I stopped watching Arrow the last like few seasons it was on because
It was the same thing.
yeah, it became very, very CW'd.
Convoluted and stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we just said the same
He's
thing.
trying to be nice.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to be diplomatic here. And but the thing is, what is he coming back for? Like the last couple episodes of The Flash or something like that?
I believe it's the last episode for the Flash.
Well, the thing about I hung on to Flash for a lot longer than some other people, and
I'm still
I-
hanging on.
oh,
3
good for you,
seasons,
man.
that was it.
You are a stronger person than me because I
mean,
I
it's definitely
stopped.
fallen off in the last season and a half, but it hasn't gone too off the rails.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. I haven't watched the past season and a half. I did watch the stuff like leading up to about that point, and that's for me a rarity, especially with a character I love as much as the Flash. But I was just like, yeah, you know what? I think I'm done. I think I'm all set with the Flash, which was a very sad day for me, but you know, I just couldn't subject myself anymore. And it's not like I was getting like fit to be tied because like, look at how they're treating this character. I love blah, blah. It was mostly just like, what the fuck are you people doing over there? Like, I just don't understand the decisions being made in the writer's room. And not even like the
gamble.
Not even the big moments either, but like the character moments. I swear to God, if I heard fucking Iris West say we are Team Flash one more fucking time or we are the Flash, I was gonna punch a hole through my fucking television. So I opted to not have to buy a new television and just stopped watching the Flash instead. You know, just it's unfortunate because it. You know, I think part of it definitely was Carlos Valdez's departure from the show. Like Cisco was the real heart of that, and
I agree.
When he left, that pretty much was the death knell for the show, for me at any rate. And I didn't mean to upset Steve so much about the Flash that he decided to walk away.
You reminded him it was just a sad moment in life. And
I do have to say
within
they
a
had
flag.
one of the better musical episodes of all the.
That is true.
shows.
Yeah, it was clever using the Music Master and what have you. But I mean, I don't know. It started getting a little too silly, and it started to seem, to me at least, that even like Grant Gustin was kind of like, I can't believe I'm fucking doing this.
Well, it's also every speedster is faster than the Flash, although he's the fastest man on Earth. And I'm like, hold on, no, you're not, because that guy is.
Yeah, I know. It's it is what it is.
So.
You know, it's ending. So I'll check out the last few seasons over the next like couple of years or something. I'm sure. I'll get to it eventually. I own most of the series at this point, so I might as well just be, you know, completist about it and finish the whole run. And by
putting your TV behind something protective.
Yeah, just put a large, thick piece of plastic in front of my television screen, so I can still fucking throw my drinks at it and shit. Pretend I'm in like pretend I'm in the cheap movie theater on the other side of town. Fuck this fucking thing. Yeah.
I have to say, I did watch both Arrow and The Flash longer than I watched Legends of Tomorrow. So,
oh Jesus, yeah, I gave up on Legends of Tomorrow like a season and a half in.
I think I gave it a good episode.
I was so upset with that show
when through the first season, most of the way. Just
I couldn't believe what they did to Rip Hunter and just like the whole like linear men thing, how they it was not great. I did not enjoy that. And I'm not saying that as someone like I really like the character of Booster Gold. I have ever since I was about 9 years old. When I found out who he was through like Justice League comics and DC Universe's Who's Who. And you know, not having Booster Gold in, I was fine with it because I then and now I'm still of the firm belief that you cannot do a Booster Gold project until you have a decent amount of other DC projects completed, like done, because you need to have actual reference points to take place that Booster can travel to.
Yeah.
So audiences may be familiar or can reference back. So they'll be like, oh, I understand. Now I want to see what this whole story was. You know, sort of the same thing that like, you know, What Ifs and Elseworlds do. No, Justin, he should not be in everything. It's like saying Batman should be in everything. No, Batman should not be in everything.
Hey. Maybe.
No, Leo. No.
Are
Batman should not be in everything. I
You
fucking
sure?
hate
Brandon.
that shit too.
Are you
you
sure?
know, I think him falling from space and surviving proves that he should be in everything.
I think him falling from space and surviving proves that. Never mind. I'm
We
just.
will
no,
just
I'm not gonna
about
be
buy
that mean.
anything.
I'm not gonna be that mean. I'm not
For
gonna
those
be
of
that
you
mean.
not following along in the last issue of Batman, he found himself in space with his regular suit, and he used his bat undies to cover his face, and he
I've never been fucking madder than seeing that. Like, and the thing is, it's always fucking Batman shit that pisses me off like that. It's always so like far out of the realm that he should be operating in, and it's always just like, oh, it's fucking he preps for fuck you. All right, at no fucking point was he like, oh, I better make sure that my regular old bat suit is fucking space travel ready. You never know when I'm gonna have to rock it down through the fucking stratosphere. Get the fuck out of here.
So
Like, people that buy that shit, like, let me ask you straight up, if you were out there right now listening / watching this, all right, are you fucking professionally stupid, or is that just like a side hustle? Because that's
Yes,
the
I am.
only thing I can think of that makes sense for you actually thinking that's like buyable and cool.
So I'm
I
enjoying
think it works.
Fucking course.
I'm
Oh.
enjoying the Chip Zdarsky run. But the one thing that threw me off is failsafe, like one-shotted Superman. Like, he should not
Yeah.
be able to do that, you know? That
Yeah, I don't even know.
yeah, it's it's the ultimate badass character.
You know, the best part about that
Badass.
whole fucking stupid thing with
Badass.
Batman shooting feet first through the fucking ozone layer is that Leo showed me this solely to get my reaction. I didn't read
Thank
the
you, Leo.
comic. I don't
appreciate
need to
it.
read it. I don't want to read it. Leo was like, oh, hey, you got to see this. And then just showed me like the 2 pages where it occurs. And then just proceeded to watch me try to not have a fucking stroke.
At least you were successful.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
it looks
so.
like all right. But half your face is kind of.
That's the
I'm
Bell's
just
palsy.
ugly. That's yeah, that my fucking god. I used to, like, until that point, I thought like one of the most ridiculous things I had ever seen was like the Batman like death metal stuff. You know, and
I
yeah.
love
Oh,
that stuff.
I don't know why, but I
was-
figured you were
hate it.
going to say like Batman's dick or something.
no, listen. Batman Damned. You know something? They were showing him. It wasn't even a sexual thing. Like it was showing him like what fucking walking around in his sleep or whatever, and it was for like, you know, a fucking half a panel or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it made sense if you're going for like, you look at it as like a mature, you know,
Well,
yeah.
Blacklight.
audience, you know, like a rated R, but it you know, wasn't gratuitous.
That's
or
where
whatever.
they went too far. They thought we were mature.
Yeah.
But
But
They were
no,
Batman Damned
wrong.
was a good story.
metal and fucking death metal. Nah, man.
What's wrong with death metal?
Yeah.
The Batman death metal. Yeah,
Brandon, are you talking about Dark Knight's metal?
Dark Knight's metal and death
Yeah.
metal. There's a
Yeah.
sequel series to it. Yes. And
I haven't read the
they're
Death
both
Metal,
fucking
but
stupid.
the Dark
They're-
Knight's Metal. I
they're-
enjoyed the
They're
different.
two of the
like,
dumbest fucking things I've ever
back
seen in my entire
characters.
fucking life.
I haven't
Let's
read
take
them.
a
Let's take a street level fucking superhero who protects his city, and that's his main concern, and occasionally helps out another group of superpowered individuals where he is in his own position, like the odd man out. He tries to keep himself separated because he knows that he's a man walking amongst gods, blah, 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 blah. And that's why the whole fucking Tower of Babel shit happened, because he had fail-safe plans for every single one of them. And now I'm supposed to fucking read these things where this fucking guy who is born rich and has the unfortunate series of events occur that leads to his parents' murder in a fucking alley. And I know that happened because I've seen it in every single iteration of Batman's story everywhere. They can't not fucking tell us that his parents were killed in an alley. We get it. They were shot and killed. Pearl
Yeah, like a
necklace,
Disney
yada,
movie.
yada, yada. And
You gotta have the
somehow
good
he ends up
parents.
like the center of a fucking cosmic multiversal kerfuffle, a goddamn universal Donnybrook. That is ridiculous. It is absolutely preposterous.
He's Batman.
The reason
That's my point, Leo. He's fucking Batman.
the reason I asked was I
Well
haven't read the
explained,
comic
Leo.
book, but I have the soundtrack. That's why I was curious because of.
Oh, there's a soundtrack. Is it any good?
Well, there's one artist in particular that had a song for the.
Was it
comic
Seal?
book.
I feel like all the
Was he
artists.
kissed by
I
a
feel like all
rose?
the artists probably had a song.
Because I'm a huge Alice in Chains fan. I guess Jerry Cantrell contributed a song to.
Oh, no kidding.
Alice in Chains. I've never heard of her.
Yeah,
Holy shit!
yeah.
All right,
Steve?
sorry.
Like that?
You all right, McMonster?
I was just looking at the some of the songs from it, and they have like Greg Puciato, who's the vocalist for.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. What the hell is the name of the band? Dillinger Escape Plan.
Fucking crazy.
Jerry
Mastodon's on it.
Yeah, it's a good soundtrack. So
You got any Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons on there? No.
Afraid not.
no Prince
Probably.
either.
Probably not worth a damn then.
No bat dance.
I wish. That answer got me to the New York, the world premiere of Batman versus Superman. I answered a question. They asked who would win.
Was the question, hey, you want tickets to go see Batman?
The question was who would win and why and what quality. And I said Batman would win over Superman because Batman has two things that Superman doesn't: a Bat credit card and the Bat dance. Apparently, the people that were running this loved it so much they were like, "Okay, you win."
That's
Wow.
so fucking lame. I mean, I'm glad you won, but that's so lame.
I
They're
know
like,
it is.
That's the best answer. Yeah, that's why he would win. The fucking
He's the only
Bat
one
credit card
calling.
and the Batusi. Okay.
Well, both things are canon because he did have the Bat credit card in the Kilmer movie. Was
No.
Oh my god!
Batman and Robin.
Fucking.
Batman.
Batman and Robin. It's George Clooney
That's
that has the
Clooney.
fucking
Yep.
Bat credit card.
I've been trying
Don't
to
you
forget
fucking
that.
dare do that to Val Kilmer. Don't you dare. He's the best iteration of Bruce Wayne that we ever got until
Wayne.
Christian Bale. Bruce Wayne.
Patterson's pretty good.
Yeah, I said until Christian Bale. You know that Patterson's after Christian Bale, right?
Okay.
See, the way time works, Leo, is it's like a
linear.
straight line for humans. You are a human, right?
I have doubts about that.
Steve's gonna clean up this mess he just made spitting on his drink.
I'm glad I spent thousands of dollars on all this equipment.
No, I was laughing so much I did a freaking spit take all over myself.
Yeah, we saw. That's what we're talking about. You were like you were like a sprinkler in front of your own fucking microphone.
Damn it. I hope no one makes a gif of that.
Gary says I
Oh,
wear my
the
Batman
idea.
onesie
I have
jammies
one of
whenever I
those.
watch you guys together these days.
It has a detachable Velcro cape. It's fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome, Carrie. And that's sad, Jeremy. No,
I know. I know.
Oh,
I embrace it.
No, what's even
Garrett-
sadder is like I'm
You have one in your
6'4".
closet?
No, nothing fits me properly, and so like it's tight, but I still wear it.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Dedication.
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you.
Okay.
Does it have the bat
Now I
nipples?
can see it. It has the drop away butt like free release.
Gary says mine doesn't have a cape; it has a hood.
Oh, no cape. Oh, it has a hood. That's even better. Mine doesn't have
Excuse
the
me, I
hood.
believe it's called a cowl with Batman. Where is it? Thank you.
Yeah, I got a yellow.
Wait, does the hood have ears, Carrie?
Better.
All right, well, we'll
Oh.
wait for her to answer.
Yeah, everybody.
I mean, I hope we get an answer. One way or the other. I'll put it that way.
I watched Glass Onion the other day.
How was that?
Really, really good.
Did you see it with?
Yes, it does have ears. Carrie responded. I'm sorry. So you watched the Glass Onion. It was really, really good, huh?
It was. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I know you solved it like right away.
Yeah, much to my wife's chagrin, she was not pleased.
Well, I watched the behind the scenes, and they were talking like Ryan Johnson like gives you all the pieces so that somebody with a keen eye can solve it. You know, yeah, that's you.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Sorry, that's Argo. He's a mouthy asshole.
Well, he wanted to chime in. You know, he's saying my dad's right.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry.
He's really okay.
Sorry. My wife is getting ready to go to bed, and she's brushing her teeth, and they're standing at the back door, and the small one is getting impatient. He just wants to go out. So sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. I saw you guys put a bunch of things in the chat. What else is going on this week?
Before we get to anything else that went on this week, I watched Wednesday, Leo.
Yes.
Oh, I wanted to know because I haven't yet.
This is why I stayed up.
This is why I stayed up too, actually, because like as soon as I saw Brandon watch it and the way he approach that he watched it, I knew this was going to be a good segment.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, so I really enjoyed it. I'm guessing you did not.
That's all you need to know.
We're waiting.
That fucking show.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Here we go.
What the fuck, dude? I mean, for Christ's sake. The Addams Family is supposed to be a little fucking weird and creepy. Okay?
Kooky is the word you're looking for.
Yeah, kooky and all together
Kooky,
spooky.
spooky,
Yeah.
ooky. I get it.
Yeah, they're kooky.
They're not actually supposed to be like full on psychopaths, okay? And not for nothing. Nevermore Academy? What? Everything about this show flies in the fucking face of what Charles Addams' Family is supposed to be. They're a fucking weird goth family, okay? But like they are still part of the community that they live in. They still interact with other people.
Well,
They
yeah.
just happen to be who they are. And that's the whole point of the Addams Family is accepting who you are and accepting who other people are for who they are. That's it.
Well,
There's no seclusion. There's no separation. And that's exactly what fucking Nevermore Academy is.
Yeah, but she wasn't going to Nevermore in the beginning. She was going to regular school until she attempted mass murder.
When they changed the story and made her an attempted mass murderer and then put her in a school that was all about fucking seclusion and separation. That's the point I'm making, Leo. Like right from the get, I was like, okay, she's gonna go fuck that kid up. And then she dropped piranhas in the pool. I'm like, oh, nah, that's and also, I mean, not for nothing too. Watching Morticia and Gomez admonish her, that would never happen in earlier iterations of the Addams Family. They would be proud of the fact that their daughter stood up for their son.
Mm.
Like, there's so much wrong with the characterization of this. And I understand that so many people out there just have this, like, very glossed over surface level opinion of Wednesday Addams and the Addams Family. Like, It's not very well informed. It's mostly just like mimetic and visual information that's been thrown at them. So that's how their whole image of this character and these characters has been born. It couldn't be more off base, in all honesty. Like, I feel like this is another one where, first of all, Tim Burton's involvement, like, whatever. I don't know that was honestly that fucking necessary. But the other thing about it for me too is like, after I was like, oh, this was created by Alfred Goff and Miles Miller. that sounds about fucking right. Then those dudes live to give unnecessary origin stories to characters that have existed well before them. Do you guys know who they are?
Nope.
They wrote the movie Shanghai Noon.
Oh.
Which, do you realize what that movie ends up being by the very end of it?
Shanghai Nights.
No, an unnecessary origin story. An unnecessary origin story for Wyatt Earp.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
but that's what Shanghai Noon is by the time you get to the end of it, because that's what Roy's real name is. And he becomes a U.S. Marshal.
We actually talked about that on one of the last episodes.
And then they created a show that was on the WB and then became the CW for 10 years.
Oh, Smallville.
Ah.
Another origin story.
True.
They have other stuff that they've done too, but like same kind of shit. And then I get to Wednesday and I see them and I was like, oh, and what do I fucking get? An unnecessary origin story for Gomez and Morticia. I'm good, man. You guys can fucking keep that show. I'd rather fucking run naked. I'd rather run naked backwards through a fucking cornfield than watch that fucking piece of shit again.
Now dance.
Well, I enjoy
and also much like in the way of Glass Onion, I fucking called every single thing that was going to happen in that show by the middle of the series. I was like, oh, why is that the only pair of boots that Christina Ricci's character like owns? Why is she always in red fucking boots? You know what? I bet those boots come into play somewhere. She's the killer. And then you find out it's like this big monster thing. All right. How does that work? Oh, you know what? She's probably working with that monster thing. And then she goes in and clips pieces off their body because she like feeds them to her plants or something like that because they're carnivorous. And of course it wasn't exactly that by the end of it, but I mean, this, that, and the other thing, it all lined up. And I was like, this isn't even about fucking finding the clues to figure it out yourself. This is just fucking shitty, sloppy writing. I'm good.
The moment Christina Ricci's in it, she had to,
yeah. And that's the other thing too. I think that Jenna Ortega, she's a very talented actress. The kids in it were good. It's the story. They were better than the material that they were working with. And I just,
my kid was watching Richie Rich the other day, and Jenna Ortega is awesome in that.
Richie Rich?
Yeah, the series.
Oh, that's right. They had like a series for like one season or something on Netflix. Was that it?
Yeah. I don't know if it was Netflix, but whatever it's on, they watch it like this show over and over again. So I've seen every episode probably 20 times. But she's been in that.
I've seen Moana 100 times.
But yeah, I think that she's a very talented actress.
Yeah, she's great in You also.
She did the best that she absolutely could with this material, much like everybody else around her.
And X. She's good in X as well.
I just
X, X was really good.
I don't think this show, if you genuinely like the Addams Family, like genuinely enjoy the Addams Family, and not just the imagery of the Addams Family, then you will find this series lacking, much like I did.
Well, so here's the thing. I grew up with the black and white Addams Family. I enjoyed the show.
Me too.
But I don't have the as in-depth knowledge that you do, Brandon. But I found it enjoyable. But me,
I find enjoyment. The news strip, and I even remember reading a little bit of the news strip in the Worcester Telegram on Sundays and stuff, and like Yeah, like I haven't
it
like
started out as a comic strip, right?
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that Charles Addams did was very much in the vein of what we came to know from like The Far Side,
Yeah.
stuff like that. One panel little cartoons. That's primarily what it was the cartoons. Initially.
Yeah.
But Charles Addams himself, he absolutely loved the show. He was like, you guys have taken what I was doing with my cartoons and you have really just made it into the show. And he was always pleased by it. And I've watched a lot of stuff over the years, and a lot of people who knew Charles Addams, they actually say that he, by the time the movie came out with Raul Julia and Angelica Houston, that he would not have been pleased with how they developed it, how it came to be, like how it looked and what the finished product was, because it was really very far removed from his idea of like the weird, creepy family in this strange house, smack dab in the middle of everything that's supposed to be normal and still coexisting. It was. I will say this though, in the first movie, especially, they do really nail the family unit. It is very much a loving family. They do care about each other, and they are very involved in one another's lives. Adam's Family Values is where that starts to fall apart, and I've not heard great things about the Broadway musical that came out either. So that's just my 2 cents from a guy who's known the Addams Family for a long time, and I just feel like they had an opportunity and it was squandered. And I'm sure they'll get like another season. Although knowing Netflix will be like, oh my god, this was huge. One of the
Canceled.
top shows we've ever had, millions and millions of views, trillions of minutes watched. And that's why, with the heavy heart, we have to announce that we will not be picking it up for a second season.
Netflix way too well.
I do fucking hate Netflix for doing shit like that.
Although they did renew Sandman.
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it was just announced.
Nice.
My wife actually said something. She was like, they renewed it. I was like, look at you getting movie and TV news before me.
So speaking of Glass Onion, we're also getting what is it, Poker Face this month?
What the fuck is
don't
Poker Face?
I don't know what you're talking about, Lady Gaga.
It's because of the
Yeah, I'm
camera.
like, are you talking about a song? Because
No. It's
I've heard the song. I've
it's
heard Kanye West's version too.
it's a mystery.
It's much funnier.
Oh, Kid Cudi. That was Kid
I-
Cudi.
Was it Kid Cudi?
That
I'm
was
sorry.
Kid Cudi.
You know what? When
Kanye's on the song.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, my
Yeah.
bad.
There's a Netflix show called Poker Face, and one of the stars.
No, stop. Do you want to
it's
know?
stars
Leo Thunder.
Russell Crowe and Liam Hemsworth and probably 5 other
no,
fucking Australian people pretending they're American.
It's a
Sounding better.
Jesus. You're probably gonna
Well.
enjoy it. It's a Ryan Johnson mystery show.
Oh Christ!
It's gonna focus on a mystery of the week.
Oh, with
So it's an
Natasha Leone,
anthology.
eh?
Oh, I was thinking of a different show. My bad.
Oh yeah, so it stars Natasha Leone as like the main character, and it's like Charlie has an extraordinary ability to determine when someone is lying. She hits the road with her Plymouth Barracuda, and with every stop encounters a new cast of characters and strange crimes she can't help but solve. Coming 2023 on Peacock. Bing, bing, bong.
So is it going to be like a Knives Out TV show? It's mystery, Ryan Johnson.
It sounds like it's going to be like a mystery procedural.
Yeah.
Like we've seen 1,000 times.
Those
No,
are
go ahead.
so well.
I wouldn't be surprised if Benoit Blanc shows up in it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I mean, Rian Johnson's already greenlit a third Glass Onion or third Knives Out, so
Well, so he doesn't like the name Knives Out being attached to it.
I don't blame him because it's stupid. It makes it sound like a fucking cheap video game.
Yeah. I saw that.
Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery.
I saw that article too. And
what is this, the expansion deck? Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, if Daniel Craig's going to be in each one, might as well like call it a LeBlanc mystery or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't see Daniel Craig in the cast notes.
I do see Joseph Gordon-Levitt though.
Ooh, I think I might watch it then.
Well,
he was great in Don John.
He was also great in Angels in the Outfield.
Okay.
Which is where he met Tony Danza.
Seems only like 2 or 3 of them are actually directed by Rian Johnson as well.
That's okay.
Oh, Natasha Lyonne's directing one of them.
That makes sense. She's been doing a lot of that stuff. A lot of behind the scenes.
And writing it.
Yeah, well, she did Russian Doll with Amy Poehler.
How was that? I've been wanting to check that out.
I enjoyed the first season.
That was the show I was thinking of.
The first season, well, yeah, both seasons are very different, so it's hard to say like straight through. The first season I feel is really, really solid. The second season's a little weirder, but I still enjoyed it. But it wasn't as good as the first season.
Okay.
That's I'm done talking about Russian.
Well, maybe I'll still give it a try.
Yeah, give it a shot. At least the first season. I think you'll like it.
Yeah, we're still watching. Like, we don't watch that much TV to begin with, but Yellowstone is still killing it. Anybody else watching Yellowstone?
We haven't started it yet. We're gonna watch that. The first one there. We're gonna watch them in sequential order. No,
start with.
I didn't think we should either, but like the woman's like, oh,
no,
like, all right.
No, start with Yellowstone because that's what the show started with, and then the other ones are sort of like.
That's what I told her. I was like, Star Wars order. You do not watch. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because you
watch how they came out.
You want to know what the ranch is all about, and before you watch the prequels.
I think so as well.
Yeah, the prequels are just giving you more insight into the main storyline. So it's kind of like, a little side dish,
Yeah. You message her, let her know, and then I'll be able to watch it the right way.
I mean, Jeremy, I'm with you. I still have to watch it too. So we're in that stage of about to watch it because we just finished Better Call Saul. So thank you.
We just
finished that.
I do have to tell you, the first 5 minutes are rough. Once you get past that, what's that?
5 minutes?
How rough? Describe rough.
What are we talking about? Rough, like
there's a so Kevin Costner is on the scene of an accident.
Oh, okay.
And there's
graphic. Do you mean graphic?
It is, yeah, but
I thought he meant boring as hell. I was
I thought you were going to say like Watchmen rough. Like, that really did happen to minutes.
Yeah, like emotional. Like I tried watching Yellowstone on my own, and once I saw like the first 5 minutes, I'm like, fuck this. I shut it off.
Really?
And my wife wanted to give it a try, so we gave it a try. I got past it, and it's been phenomenal ever since. But
is it a child?
No, it's animal. It's
okay.
Yeah, it's a horse that's very badly mangled in an accident, and he has to put down. So I'm very partial to animals.
I know. You want a hug?
Always.
just goes.
But yeah, it's a great show. Otherwise, some people compare it to Sopranos. Some people compare it to like Sons of Anarchy. But yeah, it's a really good show about like not the old West, but the West. How it's still being lived even nowadays.
Sounds very interesting. I can't wait to start.
Man. I keep hearing great things about it. I just haven't
pulled
the ripcord.
Yeah, I keep hearing Leo talk about it. That's what I keep hearing about it. And
I will get you to watch it, at one point, Brandon.
dude, I am so hard pressed. I like the West.
I want you to watch Skinwalker Ranch, Brandon. Get
Dude.
through that.
Okay, did you watch more than the first episode?
I will
No,
walk
I
up
didn't.
and down the streets of my fucking neighborhood looking for babies to punch directly in the fucking face before I sit down and watch Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh, jeez.
Star Trek was good though. He had that one.
Yeah.
He's got one.
Yeah, I give
good
the shit a
recommendation.
shot. You know what I mean? Like I don't sit down. I'm like, nah, fuck this. I don't try to dig my heels in. But like, there's certain things where I like particular genres just don't interest me.
Okay.
Like, I could not be less interested in any kind of Western, any kind.
Oh.
But what
Yeah,
about
I just-
Shanghai
Blazing
Noon?
Saddles.
Yeah, he watched Shanghai Noon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Shanghai Noon, I don't know. I'm gonna count that as a fucking Western, considering it was a goddamn kung fu movie. All right. Secondly, what was the second thing that was said?
Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, I'm not gonna count that either. They literally have a fight in the middle of fucking Warner Brothers studio lot in that
Such
movie,
a good movie.
and ride off in a fucking limo when the movie's done. All right, it's not a Western.
They tried.
Okay, Jar Jar. Since you did not care for Skinwalker Ranch, let's start you off easy. Why don't you give Ancient Apocalypse a try on Netflix?
Oh wait, hold on. You fucking sent this motherfucker right to level 10 when there was like a level 1.
Yeah, like
Fuck, dude.
I could have eased in and been like, oh
Yeah,
yes, now I need more.
Listen to this fucking guy. Like, oh, did that dick hurt your ass? I guess we could try to use the KY jelly now. What the fuck, dude?
So for those of you watching Skinwalker Ranch,
This is that strong sexual content that Ashes mentions in the warning at the beginning, which I had to have that explained because I was like, so what? We can't show like videos of that Tibetan monk lifting like 80-pound weights with his dick.
Oh man,
like Brandon, that's not
That is
what we mean by
impressive.
strong sexual content. I'm like, oh,
I mean,
never mind.
that quite literally is though. So.
That's how I took it. And they're like, Brandon, are you neurodivergent? Yeah. Why? Oh wait, I get it. Never mind.
So Steve, do you watch any like shows like Skinwalker Ranch or anything like that? Ancient Mysteries.
Trying to think. Not really.
Yeah.
My wife and I, we watched Wednesday. We enjoyed it, but trying to think of we tried starting something recently and I don't remember what it was.
It was
Come
good,
back to
man.
me.
Like apparently I'm the only nut job on this show.
No.
Oh, you know what?
No, we're just nuts and different.
Yeah, dude, this is
Yeah.
like a
We're all
Planters
uniquely
mixed
nuts.
nuts party.
Yeah.
You know,
You didn't let me finish because
I remembered what it was. It wasn't what we started. It's what I watched The Recruit on Netflix.
Oh, that looks good.
Okay.
wait,
It's-
the Recruit, like
Yeah.
the Colin Farrell movie.
I thought so too, and it's almost identical, like the idea, but it's totally different. Like the Colin Farrell movie was like he went through Langley and was told he was like the mole, or not the mole, the whatever, but he ended up like being framed by Robert De Niro. In this dude's a lawyer, and he finds a piece of mail, and it just leads down this rabbit hole.
Al Pacino.
I wish Al Pacino was in it.
Wasn't Al Pacino in The Recruit though?
The movie, but the series, no.
You said Robert De Niro though.
Yeah. Whoops.
That's why I was like, what?
What?
This isn't Heat. What the fuck is happening right now?
I conflate the two.
I framed you. I framed you a little bit. I framed you a little bit. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Yeah, I framed you. Like two very different things, different energies altogether. You like that? Like, all right, Al, we need you at like a 7, and you're at a fucking 3.2 billion. Just tone it down.
Oh,
Actually, I won't bring that up because
Oh no, please
No,
don't.
no, bring it up.
No,
What did
you
we
gotta now.
well, I was just gonna share, about Skinwalker Ranch.
Christ, never mind. I changed my mind.
Wah, wah, wah.
No, it's gonna sound absolutely crazy. I'm even crazy for thinking it, but so they have live stream cameras for Skinwalker Ranch that you can subscribe to. And
So you
Oh God,
paid
how
for
much
this?
did you spend?
well, it's $10 a month. But
Leo, we were joking. You didn't really.
yes, and they send you a little membership card and everything.
Oh, nice.
Well, I watch it because they have live Q&As with scientists that are on site, about different experiments that they're doing. I don't watch the live streams because there's been some talk within the community. So there's something called a hitchhiker. Like if you go to the ranch,
Yeah.
kind of like you bring a ghost home with you.
Yeah.
So apparently they've had some experiences of hitchhikers coming over to people watching the live streams.
See,
So Leo,
so you spent
hold
$10.
on, wait, hold on, no, wait, I need clarification. Leo, so do you avoid the live streams because you are worried about hitchhiking ghost traveling through the interwebs and jumping onto your back like a tiny little organ grinder monkey?
Carrie says that's called creepypasta, Leo. Thank you, Carrie. I don't want to take a chance. So
you basically paid for a paid subscription of Five Nights at Freddy's.
I pay to watch the Q&As with the scientists.
I actually agree with you on that one, Leo, because I'm not even I don't want to say a non-believer or something like that. I'm a very big skeptic, but like I would I'd have that thought in the back of my head, and something would happen in the house and I'd be like, oh no, we're haunted now, blah blah blah. Save us. Somebody call an exorcist. I don't know Latin. Call Brandon.
I got a funny story like that. This was like 2 years before my daughter was born, and me and my wife, I think we're in the basement grabbing stuff to bring upstairs, and I get upstairs before she does, and then she gets upstairs. She gets to the kitchen level, and she fucking screams and runs up to the second floor. And I'm like, what's going on? She's like, there's a ghost in the house. And I was like, what? We've literally been here for 5 years and nothing's ever happened. I go, what the fuck did you hear? And she's like, I heard screaming. And I go, we live near the woods. Do you know what a Fisher cat sounds like? And she goes,
oh yeah.
No. And I pulled up the video, played it, and she's like, well, I feel like an idiot.
And coyotes have
you should have walked right up to her and just like rubbed her shoulder and be like, yeah, you kind of do.
She would castrate me.
No, my wife just, sure, Brendan, whatever, get away from me. Don't you have comic books to read or things to get mad about on the internet?
So how?
I mean,
long
the answer is always yes.
Leo?
What's that?
How long's the subscription? How long you stuck for? Did you pay for like a year or something?
No. I pay monthly. So
okay.
Yeah. It's
thank God.
Yeah.
Leo can't turn on his computer for like 12 months. He's like,
guys, I'm sorry, I can't do the show tonight. I watched a live stream of fucking Skinwalker Ranch, and I'm afraid that I've haunted StreamYard accidentally.
But it's really interesting because it's not really ghosts. It's like it's there's a lot of paranormal events that are happening, like UFOs and stuff like that at Skinwalker. So
why wouldn't you want a UFO to be around you?
Well,
see, what happens is sometimes when they watch the live feeds, UFOs will travel through the. No, is that not what happens?
Because they watch Eye in the Sky too much.
So apparently, the hitchhiker it's like shadow people, and I keep an open mind.
I mean.
I'm not saying it's.
I'm a pretty open-minded guy, but you're really stretching the fucking limits. Hitchhikers like shadow people.
Like I know shadow people.
Okay, it makes so much more sense now.
Podcast I listen to calls them flesh pedestrians.
Flesh pedestrians.
What you're talking about are actual skinwalkers. They're like manifestations of paranormal blah blah blah.
Yeah, the what happens there is I mean, I totally get shadow people and all that. It's if you watch like Ghost Hunters and all those other shows, it's pretty kind of freaky stuff. There's been a lot of videos recently with like shadow people, and also a big uptick in UFO videos online.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. People are learning how to use CapCut and stuff.
That's literally what I was just thinking. Like, isn't it crazy that the surge of applications on phones that you can use to edit video coincides directly with the surge of UFO videos popping up?
Yeah, I know. It's probably a lot of fake ones, But like I said, I keep an open mind.
A lot.
99%, yeah. But I keep an open mind. You don't, we don't know everything about
No, I will not keep an open mind.
I'm saying I'm keeping an open mind. I'll be
Good for you, man. I'm glad.
Just stare into that crystal skull of your monthly subscription and you'll
okay. Okay, we'll change the topic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of anything other than this shit,
what else you guys got going on?
Did you guys talk about Jeremy Renner?
No. How's he doing?
The last update,
I just got off the phone with him. He's doing great.
Yeah, last update I saw, he was tired. I don't know. Beyond that, like the guy looked fucked up.
The last
he had a bad day.
The last update I saw, he was in critical. He posted a picture of himself.
Yeah.
In the hospital, and he said, "I'm doing fine. It's hard to type." But he was listed as critical. He's like in the ICU or something. That is the last I saw.
He was critical but stable.
Yeah.
He had 2 surgeries. Forgot what they said about what happened to his chest, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess he was very lucky that neighbor nearby was a doctor.
Yeah,
because they were able to come out and start first aid while they were waiting for paramedics to arrive. If the doctor hadn't been there, he likely would not have survived.
Yeah.
So I mean, I hope he's gonna make a speedy and full recovery.
Yeah. I hope so.
Figures he's out there trying to help someone else. And
holy shit!
What?
I just read like exactly what happened with him.
And they finally say exactly what happened because they haven't put out the details. They were waiting for the sheriff. They were waiting for the county sheriff to give like the whole thing.
A statement from Renner's spokesperson for CNN says that he was gotten out of his vehicle to help somebody stranded in the snow when he got ran over by his own car.
Oh man.
Wow.
Jesus Christ, Anton Yelchin all over again.
Yeah.
Jesus. So he probably forgot to put it in gear.
Yeah.
Cared more about like helping the person than like.
Yeah, he probably saw them, jumped right out.
Yeah.
Oof. Like I said,
that's crazy.
Sorry to bring the show down.
I mean, Leo was kind of already there with the Skinwalker stuff.
That's
so.
true.
Yeah,
That was pretty depressing.
Depressing as somebody actually thinks that way. Yeah, I know.
I mean,
I'm sorry for bringing the show up, then, guys.
So are we, Jeremy.
I mean, like I said, that was the last update I saw because I think I saw that update and then I was watching Monday Night Football and that whole incident with the football player happened. And I was, everyone was just like, oh my God, what's going on? So I was just like, paying attention to that too. So there's like so many, stuff going on in, sports and pop culture.
Yeah.
Past 48 hours. I was just like, so yeah.
And by the way, bro, Tom Dog says shadow people are real. I see sometimes. Well, I'm not saying shadow
bad
people
for
are
you.
real.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I see dead people
at funerals.
Yeah, mostly.
Oh, it's fucked up.
In the morgue, I see dead people. It's refrigerated. That's why they're
so
icy.
what's next on the list? There, Leo?
Anybody watching 1923, the new Harrison Ford show?
I have to see Yellowstone first.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't this like a fucking
totally
Yellowstone?
He really
Don't
he
fucking
really
loop
wants
it
us to
back
watch
around
it.
the shit we were already talking about. Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
He really wants us to watch it.
I'm just going through my feed to see if there was anything else.
There was
Jesus Christ, I'm gonna just start looking at my fucking watch list. You guys see this? You guys watch that?
I did put something in the Wednesday chat, but
what do you got?
Someone, I guess Mel Brooks is greenlighting A History of the World Part 2 for Hulu.
you gotta start using that term a little bit better. The creators of such things do not greenlight anything. It is the studios that produce it that greenlight it.
You know what I mean. There's A History of the World Part 2 coming, and yeah.
Finally.
I don't. The first one is good enough as
Who's writing it? Any idea?
I don't remember. Maybe
Jesus himself.
Yes.
Brian.
Exactly.
What? Yes. I mean, like I said, the first one was good enough. We don't need a second one. I mean,
who said that?
What?
Steven.
Who said the first one was good enough?
Steven did.
Steven did. Gotcha. Yeah.
So
it's a completely different animal at this point because it's going to be a sketch show and it's going to be 8 episodes.
Yeah, and Mel Brooks did movies at a certain time where jokes could be getting away with. If he did like History of the World Part 2 at this time, I think
he is doing History of the World Part 2 at this time, though.
Yeah. I think
I'm a little unclear on what your point is.
Well,
do you think that he's going to try to use the same humor nowadays that he would have back then?
Yes, and I don't think it would fare
well. Do you think
well.
Mel Brooks is
he's not
that
stupid.
untalented?
Yeah.
No, I'm just thinking.
I'm asking a legitimate question. Like, Mel Brooks is a very, very funny guy who usually has his finger, even for an older gentleman, pretty much on the zeitgeist. I don't think he would. And even right up until his death, Carl Reiner, his best friend, they were sharp as tacks and very, very, very aware of what the social landscape is nowadays. I don't think that Mel Brooks would try to use the same humor and comedy that he did necessarily in the 70s nowadays.
I don't think a studio would greenlight it if he was
Yeah.
trying to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, comedy's comedy. It just changes with the time. And I think he did a HBO special. It had to be like 3 or 4
Don't get me
years
wrong,
ago.
offensive comedy is still in style.
Oh yeah, but it definitely needs to be changed.
Oh yeah,
it needs to be tempered and suited to the time it's made in. And that's why you can look back at History of the World Part 1 and aside from the quality of the film used, of course, look, see, it's very much a product of its era. That's the case for a lot of things that we've all watched and enjoyed over the years. Things might not fly nowadays that did 20, 30 years ago. We know this for a fact. So when it comes to a new show being done, I honestly don't think that there should be any legitimate concern that Mel Brooks's style of comedy isn't going to fly because he's going to be trying to do the same thing in 2023 that he did in 1977.
Good point.
The way you say that, like, yeah, I agree, but also he's 96. I just looked it up. He could be trying to like get one last one out there where he just says as many of the wrong shit as he can.
I mean, I don't think that
he has a good enough legacy now that like I don't think it'd be tarnished if he said something out of.
I think in this day and age, it absolutely.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah. I mean,
people are very quick to.
Yeah.
Turn on. Yeah, that's true.
Did you see what happened to Skip Bayfield like 2 days ago? Yeah, they would literally bury him.
Who? You lost me on that.
Yeah.
What happened to who?
Are you talking sports ball again, Steven?
Skip Bayless?
Skip Bayless. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why? Yeah, he said something insensitive about the whole Monday Night Football situation, and people just buried him. And
rightfully so.
He did. He said something stupid about DeMar Hamlin. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And his reputation is destroyed now.
I'm just shocked everybody is now learning about CPR. I'm like, man, I've been first aid trained for a long time.
So have I.
I mean, good for other people that now want to get first aid trained, I guess. Yeah, that is weird.
Wow.
Oh, I get it. Like the thing he said was, no doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game, but how this late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. He basically was trying to say, like,
finally applaud an organization. I know it was mainly because the fans and the athletes didn't want to continue, but for actually stopping the game, like, because I remember Owen Hart. I remember other sports events where people got brutally hurt and they were just like, well, the show goes on.
Let's tape around.
Yeah. Well, in the thing is too, like, especially for the NFL and being such a largely viewed event regularly, what occurred with
DeMar Hamlin.
Thank you. I couldn't remember his first name. I was just gonna say Hamlin. What occurred with DeMar Hamlin? It's unprecedented.
Yeah.
When have we seen that? Ever?
So what I read the other day, I don't know if it's actually what happened, but what they're saying is likely happened. It's called commotio cordis, I believe, and it's commotio. Yeah, what it is it's like it's a fast, like something hitting exactly at your heart at exactly the right time. Has to be like the uptick of like the heart beating. And it's not uncommon, but it's super it's not common, but it happens. But it happens in like lacrosse, baseball, anything where there's a smaller ball.
Jeez.
It's like it interrupts your heart rhythm and it's not good at all.
Yeah.
I had to be resuscitated twice.
Yeah, I only thought it was once. That's ridiculous. And you have to be so grateful that they have medics right there, because with every minute that that CPR isn't administered, you go down like 10% in chances of recovering or even living.
Wow. Anyway, so
sorry for bringing it down, guys.
We are doing good, guys.
I'm guilty of that too.
Jesus. So welcome to the Dorkening Wednesday night bring down hour. Jesus.
Did you know 91 people died last year in Dork News?
Now yo, you gotta say something to bring it down so we're all there.
Well, I mean, I was going to mention the people that froze on their way home in Buffalo. That
Oh
sucks.
yeah, god damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, like we were saying, there's other stuff to talk about.
Yeah. My just heads up. My wife is home, so we should wrap things up shortly.
Oh yeah, you gotta.
You gotta stop doing these podcasts like sneakily.
Oh shit, she's home.
It's getting really weird.
What are you doing?
My
in the
wife's
office
home.
again?
Everybody's be cool. Just shut up. I'm gonna throw a sheet over the camera real quick.
No, for those of you watching that don't know, our doggy has some eye issues, so I need to help my wife put some medicine in our doggy's eyes.
Yeah.
But one thing that I know will rile Steven up, apparently HBO has removed 256 Looney Tunes shorts.
Yep.
And 3 seasons of the Flintstones.
Not much about the Flintstones, but more about the Looney Tunes that got me riled up, because I like the classic Looney Tunes. You know, Daffy the Commando is probably one of my favorite Looney Tunes cartoons. So is Golden Yeggs and What's Opera Doc. And now most of these episodes, most of those.
That's impressive that you know these names of actual episodes. I don't know any episodes of Looney Tunes off. Like I can tell you like what happens in an episode, but a name of one, Merry Melodies.
I didn't realize there were so many of them.
Oh my god, yeah, dude.
There's a whole shitload of them.
30s.
Well, I realized that when I put the entire collection on Pluther.
Dun dun dun. And now you'll never have to worry again, Steve.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. I think I go back all the way to the beginning, like 1930 something.
Now I can say, fuck you, Zasloff. We have an opportunity to watch him now without paying for an HBO subscription.
And Pluther just got shut down.
And it's gone.
Don't fuck with the mouse. Okay.
That's not a problem. I got this other service right here, and I'll just move everything that I just downloaded from this torrent over here, and it's gone. What the
fuck? I'm sorry. It's just with HBO Max doing all the stuff they're doing, like, I get it. Money's tight. They want to cut things left, right, and center. But where in the, you know, in the financial, in their accounting department is cutting Looney Tunes cartoons?
I wish
they're not being watched as much. They're not being watched as much, so it's taking up space that could be used by other things.
Yeah, like let me ask you.
They do have to pay for that storage space.
Yeah, let me ask you this, Steven. All right, Super Retro Steve. You were upset that they are removing hundreds of episodes of Looney Tunes, and clearly you are a fan of Merry Melodies and Looney Tunes.
Mm-hmm.
How often did you watch HBO Max's collection of Merry Melodies and Looney Tunes?
Last time I watched it was maybe 2 months ago.
And but even with having watched it at the last point 2 months ago, how often did you watch it? Did you watch them often? Probably
not as often, because there wasn't a lot of Looney Tunes on there to begin with.
Yes, there was. There was a lot of Looney Tunes. I actually went through the entirety of their Looney Tunes collection, because I started watching stuff because I was like, oh, look at all the Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies they have. And I was even able, as I was watching it, I was talking with my wife, explaining different points and different illustrators and stuff. And I actually had her watch the episode or movie, however you want to call it, Duck Amuck, for the first time. She had never seen it before.
It's another one of my favorites.
But the thing is, it was like 20, the way it was segmented on HBO Max, like 26 seasons of Merry Melodies and Looney Tunes, with a shit ton of episodes on each season. I mean, there was a lot of stuff there. And I remember saying to her, like, I really like to watch all these, but I don't know if I have the time to do that. Like, even though they're short, this will take up a lot of my time. And I just don't know if I can dedicate, enough of myself to that.
Would be fun to use to learn voices on.
Well, that's part of why I was doing it a little bit.
I assumed.
Watching some of the old Foghorn Leghorn and what have you. Listening to my Marvin the Martian.
Ooh.
Indeed, ma. Where was the kaboom? There was no earth-shattering kaboom. My Q-39 Illudium space modulator. I must destroy the Earth. It is in my way.
But yeah, I mean, because that's the fucking shit I do. But there was a lot of stuff there. But Steve, as someone who is, more well versed in the actual material of those episodes, you didn't even watch it that often. So, like Yo-Yo said, does it make sense for them to keep it there just to be available for no one to watch when they own it and can license those episodes out to other places / networks? I say it makes far more sense for them to license them out.
Now that you mention it, that does make sense.
Yes.
Now.
Business classes, they're not just for fun anymore, kids.
Now you know the moral of the story.
And now you know the rest of the story.
That's
Sorry,
how
that's an
the
old
cookie
Paul Harvey
crumbles.
reference.
That's the way. I like it.
That's my mama.
Uh-huh.
Come on, Yo-Yo. We need one.
That's all, folks.
That was good. You're excited. Feel these nipples.
And my tiny little nipples went to France.
Yeah, the only one thing I'd like to bring up, because I know that we're trying to skedaddle so Leo can give his fur baby or her eye drops. But yeah, we're seeing that James Gunn is still coming out and shutting down everybody who claims to know everything that's going on behind the scenes at Warner Brothers. And I mean, it's so.
I actually love that.
It's so deliciously satisfying. It just has to be fattening.
Him single-handedly shutting down every single rumor that it's
I love it.
It's like I wake up each morning and I'm like, oh, that's not true.
It's like the warm hug from the internet I never knew I truly needed. Like it's so great because I hate when people just fucking spout off at the mouth about shit that it's clear that they're making stuff up, but there's so many fucking brain dead morons out there that it slides right into their confirmation bias. So they're like, yep, I believe everything that I just read. And it's like, oh, don't you lie to me, pal. Somebody read that out loud to you because you and I both know you can't read. You stop it right now. This is text to voice you're using. Don't fucking bullshit a bullshitter, pal. And it's great. The Variety even came out recently and said, Henry Cavill, Superman, and Wonder Woman are no longer going to be part of the DCU in James Gunn's plan. And James Gunn was tagged in a sharing of the article, what have you, on Twitter. And they're like, please debunk this. And he was like, yeah, I will debunk that Wonder Woman is not going to be involved because that is not true. And I'm like, this is great. Even Variety doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. And they're just talking out of the side of their neck. It's
journalism in itself has just totally gone downhill. I was reading an article today. It came from Reddit. It wasn't an article on Reddit. It was, an article.
You found the link on Reddit.
I found the link on Reddit. It was advertised as Tesla sales are down. They can't meet production, so they must drop prices on the Tesla. So I try to follow the article, and the article it says like nothing
behind
about
a paywall, right?
No. It was full of ads. It was a shit site, and it's just talking about the article basically said just that.
Tesla's a car. It talks over and over about how the Tesla is a car.
Yeah. No, it talks how they couldn't meet production needs and that Tesla dropped its price by like 9%. And I'm like, they're not giving prices, not giving anything. So I follow it. It leads to a one article that leads to another article. And eventually it gets down to it. It was a friggin' 2-day sale at the end of the year because there was some tax credit that ended and they wanted to, it was the same discount as the tax credit. It was like $7,500. And it was like that article built up this whole thing. It was all shit. It's just
Yeah, it sounds like everything else that Elon Musk touches.
But now you have so many tracking cookies that they're just so thankful that you followed it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Welcome to the rabbit
Like he's
hole.
going down the rabbit hole.
Why the fuck am I getting all these targeted ads for Tesla? What the fuck is this shit?
Did you know, last thing I'll say, speaking of ads, you can actually go into the Google Ad Center and they'll tell you like all the areas that
Yeah, I saw
they
that.
yeah.
All the areas that what?
Like all the areas that you're being targeted for ads. Like
Really?
it goes over, like it goes over your like your pay, your like where you live, and it gives you all this information, like all like generalized information, but the blocks that you fall in for ads. Yeah, it's pretty interesting if you give it a chance. Just do a search on Google Ad Center.
I have this feeling I'm gonna want to like burn down the internet if that happens. So probably not going to.
Because you go to OnlyFans too much, we think you'll like Tesla.
I really need a fan.
Much like a lot of the
it seems
toys
like a
you see in your
website that you
videos,
find a
this
fan,
also
but
runs
it's
on
not
batteries.
the fan I'm looking for. I
This
was
is
expecting a nice tower fan, but no.
I went to this website
Only
thinking
a
it was gonna be solely devoted to electric fans. That's why it was onlyfans.com. I went there looking for something to keep my house cool in the summer, and instead I somehow ended up with a 3-month subscription to something, and now I can't stop what?
Well, your friendly reminder at some point in the past, Dix.com was not for the store.
Oh.
Yeah, and whitehouse.com was something else.
Oh yeah,
too,
that definitely was not.
No, yeah. Well, on that note, we'll wrap
Okay.
things up. I want to thank everybody for watching this fine evening. For me, just Google Leo Pond, but I run the Dorkening Podcast Network. Head on over to thedorkening.com, and there's a ton of awesome people doing a ton of awesome stuff. So head on over to thedorkening.com. You can see all the latest episodes of all the podcasts there. And with that, we'll go down the list. Jar Jar.
Hey, check out Comic Book Lovers Buy, Sell, Trade, and Auction House over on the Facebook. Join the 23,000 people buying, selling, and trading their comics and all their other dork stuff. And the re-education of Nancy Ann Ritter begins filming this weekend, and we plan to start dropping episodes in February. So be on the lookout for that.
Awesome. Steve.
Check out Nerds of Unusual Origin on all the socials. It's kind of different. I got to fix it, but go to nouapodcast.com and you can find any link that we have right there.
Awesome. Yo,
Saint Laurent on Instagram. And as promised, an update on my Proton Pack. It has not been, it should be shipping next week. So,
Excellent.
Awesome. Brandon.
Hey, everyone. I'm Powerful Brandon. If you feel so inclined, come on over to Facebook and check out the Powers Combined group. We're just a group of dorks that like to get together, share info, news, memes, laughs, jokes, good times to be had by all. Our number one rule there is don't be a jerk. If you violate it, you will be booted immediately. You can check me out on social media on Instagram at @thisbrandonhaspowers. And aside from here, every Wednesday night at 9 p.m., you can check me out on a couple of podcasts we do here every other week on Sundays. The first is the Dork Night that I do with Mr. Leo Pond and our good friend Justin the Coop Cooper, where we dissect and discuss all things Batman. And the second one is Comics Paradox, also done with Leo Pond and Mr. Cooper. We talk about what ifs, Elseworlds, all kinds of alternate reality takes and tales, different story arcs, stuff like Tangent Comics or Age of Apocalypse. It's a lot of fun. Every Sunday, one or the other, 8 a.m. And you can find those wherever fine podcasts are broadcast.
Awesome. Steven.
You can follow the award-winning Super Retro Throwback Reviews on all major podcast distributors, on the Dorkening Podcast Network, and on all social media outlets. Our season 12 premiere dropped 2 days ago, so you definitely want to check that out. We reviewed Amsterdam, and our spoiler-filled review on Glass Onion. Our spoiler-free review is from a month ago when we had Steve from Nerds of a Usual Origin on, filling in for our co-host. So thank you for that, Steve. So yeah, definitely check out our show, and I'm here every Wednesday, providing my job doesn't hold me hostage.
Okay, with that, we'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Catch you later, everybody.